Today I want to talk, hopefully briefly, about this really interesting visualization of the double materiality process which I found online. Before I go into detail with this visualization, I want to point out that this information here, I did not research myself. I found this via a post from Maria on LinkedIn. Maria is part of the Palau project. They're doing a really good job of keeping everybody up to date with current practice when it comes to the ESRS. And in particular, the post from Maria references some work done by the We Mean Business Coalition. And this is looking at reporting practice from 2023, so 2023 reports, and there are examples of the ESRS now being adopted. So follow Maria and follow the We Mean Business Coalition. These are good resources for keeping up to date. Let's take a look at this visualization. Now, the visualization has been put together by Visualisation, and it is this panel you see on the top here. Now, the resolution is not perfect because this has come from a JPEG which has been put into a PDF which I've downloaded, and then now I am projecting this into this video. So it's a little hard to see what's going on here. You can access the original PDF, and I'm sure if you hunt around for Visualisations's website you can find the original. Why do I like this visualization so much? Well, I do like it a lot, and it's almost perverse that a sort of professional image like this can make me feel so happy. But anyway, I'm going to nerd out on this for a little bit here. The first thing I like about this is that they've taken the decision, the bold decision in my opinion, to do a few things. One, they are showing the raw counts of IROs that have been identified and the raw counts of IROs that are material. They have also separated risks and opportunities, that is the financially material matters, explicitly from the impacts. This is solving the problem of trying to display financially material matters and impact material matters on the same scales. They don't have to invent some weird normalizing scale to show these two things. They are keeping them separate from each other. I think that's really important to show material risks and opportunities as financially material matters and material impacts as impact material matters, to keep those two things separate from each other but still show them side by side on the same visualization. I've been really critical of employing matrices for this purpose because matrices always want to put things on two scales, and they've avoided that whole problem by showing them side by side. The other thing I really like is showing the counts of IROs per topic. Why is that important? It feels like it doesn't show severity, which it doesn't, but it does show completedness because they're showing on the left-hand side all of the IROs they identified. So it tells us they had an identification process and they had a fairly large number of IROs that were identified, particularly impacts. And then once those impacts and risks and opportunities went through the materiality process, only a certain number of them were found to be material. And all of that is visible in this chart. This really is a visualization of the materiality process. How many things did we identify? And then after we'd gone through the materiality process, how many things were we left with which were material? Really excellent. It also shows me that they have really grasped the concept of double materiality. They have impacts, they've counted them up on a per topic basis, they understand which ones are environmental impacts, which are social impacts, which are governance impacts. They've done the same for risks and opportunities, they've counted them up, they've assigned them to the relevant topics, and then they have done the assessment and they've done the same thing post-assessment. Those material IROs which were environmental, social, and governance, are still listed as such. And we can now see the approximate effort or reporting burden by topic. What do I mean by that? Is that if you have a large number of impacts in a specific topic, it insinuates, it's a proxy for the reporting burden and the information burden in that topic. If you have a topic which has only one material impact, the information that is disclosed in that topic is going to be very focused and probably fairly short within limits. If you have a large number of material impacts, there will be, in theory, or as a proxy, a large amount of information covering a number of impacts because there are more material impacts. So this immediately tells the reader of the sustainability report, or it gives them an indication of the scope or the burden of information on a topic by topic basis. It also tells the reader which topics will have financial information, in this case, pollution and climate change. They will be the topics where I would expect to see financial information, and the topics where I would expect to find impact information: climate change, pollution, circular economy, own workforce, workers in the value chain, affected communities, cybersecurity, and business. Now, I'm assuming here that some of those topics, namely cybersecurity, are entity specific because they've diverged ever so slightly from the topic list that is in the standard, and therefore we can assume that those are entity specific topics that they're adding on. So really good, excellent visualization. This tells me so much about the report that I'm expecting to read, the sustainability statement that I'm expecting to read, in a fairly nice, concise visualization. For me, this is far better than what I get from a matrix. This is also far better than the information I get from some normalized scale where all of the IROs are collapsed together and compared against each other on the same two scales. This here, for me, is best practice when it comes to visualizing double materiality. Interestingly, this is almost exactly the same diagram that we've developed at Code Gaia for the same purpose, which we will be ready to make public in the next short period. So Fundamortila have beaten us to the punch here, but well done to them. This is exactly the kind of diagram that I've been looking at developing with my colleagues, and I think it demonstrates a high level of comprehension of what ESRS double materiality is all about, and this is good, useful information for the reader of the sustainability statement. Top marks, Fundamortila.